Hello everybody. In this video I'm gonna talk about multiplication of monomials and then multiplication of polynomials. Multiplication of monomial. If you remember in the previous video I talked about monomials. 7 is a monomial. Monomial is a number, a variable, or multiplication of a number on variable. So 7 is a number, so it's a monomial, and 5 is another monomial. Multiplication of two monomial is same as 7 times 5, which is going to be 35. This is one type multiplication of monomial. Or 7 times x. Let's make it 2x. 7 times 2x. 7 is a monomial. 2x is another monomial. In multiplication, just multiply the number, multiply the number and the coefficient. 7 times 2 is going to be 14x. Or 7 times x. X is a monomial, and because it doesn't have coefficient, it means the coefficient is 1. So 7 times 1 x, or 7 times x, or 7 times 1 x is going to be 7x. 7 times 1 is 7x. Or 3x times 5x. In multiplication of these two monomials, 3x is a monomial, 5x is another monomial. First, we have to multiply the coefficient. 3 times 5 is 15. And x times x. When we're multiplying the variables, if the variables are same, we just write the same base and add the exponent. Exponent of x is 1, exponent of x is 1 in the second one. So we write the same base, which is x, and add the exponent. 1 plus 1 is 2. So 3x times 5x is going to be 15x squared. Again, multiplication of monomial. In general, when we are multiplying variables, x to the power of 2 multiplied by x to the power of 3. The same base with a different exponent. In this case, it's going to be x to the power of 2 plus 3. We just add the exponent, which is going to be x to the power of 5. Again, you don't need to remember this one. The proof of this one is going to be very easy. X to the power of 2, it means x multiplied by itself 2 times. This is the meaning of x to the power of 2. Multiply by, this is the multiplication that I'm repeating here. X to the power of 3 is going to be x multiplied by x multiplied by x, or x multiplied by itself 3 times. Now, if you look at this one, x times x times x times x times x, or x multiplied by itself 5 times, which is going to be x to the power of 5. And as you see at the top, it's x to the power of 1, or x to the power of 2 plus 3. In general, x to the power of m can be any number, multiplied by x to the power of n is going to be x to the power of m plus n. When the base are same, just simply add the exponent. This is the multiplication of the exponent with the same base. Okay, another example. X to the power of 2y to the power of 3 times these 2 times x y to the power of 2. Okay, again, x to the power of 2 multiplied by x to the power of 1. We multiply the same base. X to the power of 2 multiplied by x to the power of 1 is going to be x to the power of 3, which is 2 plus 1. And y to the power of 3 multiplied by y to the power of 2 is going to be y to the power of 3 plus 2, which is 5. Okay. Now, let's use another example of multiplying monomial by monomial. Two x squared y cubed multiple by 5x5 y2 z3. This one is a monomial with two variables, multiplying of two variables. This one is another monomial, multiplication of the three variables. So in multiplication of the monomials, first multiply the coefficient. 2 times 5 is 10. Then multiply the same base by adding the exponent. X to the power of 2 multiplied by x to the power of 5. It's going to be x to the power of 2 plus 5, which is 7. Y to the power of 3 multiplied by y to the power of 2, which is going to be y to the power of 3 plus 2, which is 5. There is no z here, but we have a z here in the second one. When there is no z, actually is z to the power of 0. Any number or any variable to the power of 0 is going to be 1. And we can add them, because 1 multiplied by this one, it doesn't change anything. But simply z to the power of 3. Because there is no z, I just copy the other one. This is the multiplication of these two monomials. Okay. Now, when we learn how to multiply the monomial, now we can multiply the monomial by polynomial. As an example, I want to multiply x squared multiplied by x squared plus 2x plus 3. Okay. A monomial multiplied by polynomial. In this case, it's trinomial, but it can be any number of terms inside. Multiplying a monomial by polynomial. Multiply the monomial by inside the bracket all of the term one by one. Okay. So x squared multiplied by x squared. The same base is going to be x. 2 plus 2, which is 4. Add the exponent. Now, in the second one, positive times positive is positive. X squared multiplied by 2x is actually 1x squared multiplied by 2x, which is 1 times 2 is 2. And x squared times x1 is going to be x to the power of 2 plus 1, which is 3. And again, positive times positive is going to be positive. 1 times 3 is 3x squared. So I multiply a monomial by polynomial. As you see, just multiply the monomial inside the bracket one by one. Okay, to all of the terms inside the bracket. Another example, y multiplied by x squared minus 3x minus 7. So in this case, the coefficient of this one is y, 1. 1 times 1 is 1. We don't need to write 1. Y times x squared is x squared y. Because the base are not the same. This one is y, this one is x. Just write x squared y. We can write it y x squared, but I'm just use the order of the alphabet. First x comes first, and then after y, comes after x. So x squared y. Now positive times negative is going to be negative. 1 times 3 is 3xy. Positive times negative is again is negative 7y. Now this one was multiplication of monomial by polynomial. Let's do multiplication of binomial by trinomial or polynomial. X minus 2 multiplied by x cubed minus 2x squared plus 5x minus 10. Multiplying a binomial by trinomial. In this case, we have a method that we call it FIFO, first in, out, last. We call it, I'm just looking, first FO, we call it FOIL. You don't need to first, outer, inner, last. But I explain what it means. You don't need to memorize this thing. Okay. What we should do? Multiple the first monomial by inside the bracket, all of them one by one. So multiple x by first, next, and next. Can you see? I multiply the first term by all the other terms of the bracket. Okay. So x positive times positive is positive. We don't need to write it. X times x cubed is going to be x to the power of 4, 1 plus 3. Then positive times negative is negative. X multiplied by 2x squared is going to be 2x to the power of 3, 1 plus 2, which is 3. And positive times positive is positive. 1x times 5x is going to be 5x to the power of 2, because 1 plus 1 is 2. And then this one multiplied by last one, positive times negative is negative. X multiplied by 10 is 10x. So this is the first one. We finish with the first term. Now multiply the next terms by inside the other bracket, all terms one by one. Okay. So negative times positive is negative. 2 times x cubed is going to be x to the power of 3. Then negative times negative is positive. 2 times 2 is 4. And x squared, negative 2 times negative 2 is 4x squared. There is no variable in this one, just copy the other one. Negative 2 times positive 5 is negative 10x. And negative 2 times negative 10 is positive 20. Now we finished multiplication. If we had more terms, just multiply the next terms by inside the bracket, next bracket, one by one. Now simplify the like terms. We have x4 here, x to the power of 4 here. There is no any x to the power of 4. So this one is only one, no other terms. Then we have x cubed. Negative 2x cubed, negative 1x cubed. It's going to be negative 3x cubed. And I'm crossing these two to be sure that I'm done with these two. Then positive 5x squared, positive 4x squared. It's going to be positive 9x squared. Cross this one. Then negative 10x, another negative 10x. Negative 10 is going to be negative 20x. Cross them to be sure that finish this one. And the only remaining term is plus 20 and cross it. All the terms are crossed, so it means I haven't skipped any of the terms, and this is my result. X to the power of 4 minus 3x to the power of 3 plus 9x squared minus 20x plus 20. As you see, multiplication of polynomial by polynomial is very easy thing. Just multiply each of the monomial or each of the term of the first bracket by all of the terms of the next bracket, and continue, just do it organizedly. Don't jump from one and another, just do organizedly. Start from the first term, multiply by all of the terms inside the bracket, then go to the next term, multiply inside by the bracket. If there are more terms, just multiply the term by inside all of the terms inside of the next bracket, then simplify it. This one was about multiplication of the polynomial. I hope that this video be useful for you, and see you in the next one.